All right, so think real quick. Well, good morning again, fam. We at it again. It's a blessing to be alive. God is good. You know what I mean? So I hear in one setup right now, we are actually trying to I'm trying to get one nice short on goal at this point. This could be a big swing trade if it play out, because I taken this approach from the higher time frame down to see if this could be one I actually if I could actually get this setup to play out. The whole idea behind this setup is for the market to retest up here where it retested now, and the market to drop down into these levels down here. This is something that could take probably a week to play out if it does, or the market might just continue to create these these higher lows, I mean, and push to the upside. It's like anything possible at this time. It's just about being patient and letting the market set up. But in my mind, it's like I looking mostly to see the market come to the downside or at least come into this area right here. I got this trend line drawn because you could see that the market currently actually pushing to the upside. So it kind of like trying to form upward movement, but at the same time it forming bullish structure, it forming bearish structure on the inside of that. So while looking for, let me wipe this off and go over this again. While looking at, if we look at it clear, we could see where the market will like, if we look at it coming from this side, we were coming down, bearish structure points, right? We break right here, slight break, not like one big break, but one slight break. We come back with this channel. We tap, we didn't come all the way back down. We create a higher low, create an inside higher low and a higher high point, and then we break the outside higher high and the higher low point. Like we take out all of this here by getting a new higher high point. We come, we break right back into this, close on the inside of this, come back down, retest it now, and now we're expecting this. I'm expecting something like this at this point, right? The only thing that I would say is what I'm looking for currently at this point is like is for him to drop. But if the market try to push up, it has to take out the last lower high point, which would be this one at this point. So if we look at it, we could see structure, beautiful as hell, right? We could see the structure of the market, beautiful. I'm not seeing structure beautiful like this in a long time. So we could see that structure look beautifully drawn for the downside. So it's a probability that the market could drop really far to the downside, or it could just hold and then it could reverse and continue to the upside. In my head, while looking at beside the structure and shift back with lower highs and lower lows, is this right here. This right here is a level that the market respected so many times in the past. If we look to the left, currently to the left, and we pay attention to what happened on the left side, right? We could see that the market came, it rejected here, it rejected here about 3, 4 times, it rejected here, we rejected here, and all of the times that the market rejected, it had big move up or big move down. It rejected here, it rejected here, it rejected here, 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 and it back here again. So in my head, and based off of my experience in trading this market at this point, he gotta give me some kind of push down from here because he done do it before. Every single time he made it to this price zone, he gives some kind of push. If he do drop from here going down, if he do drop from here going down, then I would be expecting him to break that to the upside, retest it, break this, and continue to the upside. That would be what I would be expecting at this point for the market to create structure to continue to move bullish. But it's like mostly what I'm looking at this point is the sell off. To me, that's a higher probability than the buy at this point because the market just showing me that it created a double top on the high of the week on the H4 time frames. And apart from that double top, they're lower high points. This is the high, then we got one lower high point, and then we created one lower low down here because it lower than this one. So it's like we just gotta see now if the market can respect, if it can respect that and continue to drop. If we looking at it, I look at it on a lower time frame. If we drop it down to a lower time frame now, we could see what we could see it a little bit more clearer. So this is a double top at this point, is what I'm looking at. We got a retest at this neckline right here. It come up, it went over a little bit, it retested this one and it dropped. So the way I'm looking at it now is like this is one whole M top at this point, one large M top with a smaller M top on the inside area and a lower high point, right? The market drop, come all the way down here, it retested, and I'm looking for this move here. So this would be the neckline at a bigger M top up on this side, and this would be the retest of the neckline. So for us to be able to see that clearer, let me just use this line to see it, right? So if we was to highlight this, this would be these would be the two tops. This would be the neckline. This would be the neckline of the two tops, right? And what we're expecting at this current moment is for the market to start to plunge to the downside, like just drop at this point. It could probably take a longer while. It could retrace some more. I feel like it might just come and start to like create higher high points, and then it could drop, create this, and then start to like push to the downside like this. But anything possible. It's just about being patient at this point. I know looking to force, I don't take a lot of bad trades. It's been a while, not been trading, but I getting back in the groove to be able to get to that point. And I want to be transparent with this whole account build that I'm trying to do right now, which I try and build this account up from the ground up, right? So this is something that I made a huge mistake with yesterday. Yesterday, I know for a fact I done learn this by experience and I done really sure about it now. When the market break these major levels like this and it break to the downside or to the upside, it to have a retracement most of the time. We know the nature of the market is well, the bearish structure is creating lower highs and lower lows, right? Let me draw that way better than that. Okay. So we don't know that the whole structure of the market is when it created lower highs and lower lows, right? So the thing about this is that I was taught to chase this at all times. The lower high, the lower lows, the lower high. Just look to sell in this market most of the time, which that's ideal. You won't go with that. You don't want never go against that. But I wasn't never taught to catch this when it coming back from the bottom to create the lower high point in a bearish structure. I learned that part on my own and it effective, but you just gotta know when to get in. And last night, okay, let me show where I catch it last time. Last time I caught it here in Asia session, this pullback up here. So I say, okay, I don't see it that happen in Asia 90% of the time. I caught it here yesterday in Asia session, and I went and opened way too much position on the inside, only for the market to retrace, take all of them out, and take me out for a big loss. And then it pushed to the upside. So I got back in up here and recuperated some small profit, and I leave my pending order for the sell up here. This trade get triggered all by itself. I didn't open this position. I just wake up at 8 o'clock this morning and at 8:40 something. So when I wake up around 8, this was already in, and the other ones them were already take out in profit. So that was a blessing. But I made big mistake by actually putting in too much position at one point. But the lesson from this right now is, right, every single time the market create a low, it a retrace. And the retracement always that happen in Asia. It the continue, and in Asia it the retrace. And it the start to continue to go to the same direction in London and New York. So it the impulsively when you're going down, and it the retrace. It the do the same thing, and then it the retrace. Sometimes you would catch that retracement where the market got actually pushed to the other side for one long period of time, which would be like this one. I didn't catch this one because I was solely looking to short, because this has structure. It wasn't clear like this one here, like this one here, or like this one here. It had structure to the downside, really close to it. So that was that, right? If we look for them same setup again, after every break, we could look for one retracement. 80 to 90% of the time, we don't get it. The impulse to the downside, this would be Asia session right here. Pull up. We could see it like this even clearer. So if we look at it like this, the white box would be Asia, the red box is London, and the black box is New York. So look in the Asia session, and you'll see most of the retracements that happen in Asia, the continuation that happen in London and New York. So if we look left, we could go back for a minute, looking on the left side, and we could see all of the retracement that you could look for that happen in Asia, all of the continuation that happen in London, and sometimes you would even have the retracement in New York. But most of the time, New York and London overlap. Did I have continuation? So at this point, we could see this, the market open, Asia session, retrace, Asia session, retrace, Asia session right wrong here, retrace, right? See the market had the breakout here, it pushed all the way up here, Asia session, retrace, London session, continuation. So I done gone over this continuously for hours and hours, and I don't start trading it now. So if we look at it, you just got the turn. It depends on where you is, whether you want breakout. If you want breakout, so you break one support, one resistance level, and the market comes back to retest. The market breakout at those level, it got come back to try to retest, or it got have a rapid continuation. It all depends on what you mean, right? See, like right here, this one Asia, right? This one market open, this one on Sunday. I'm already gonna show this one on Sunday. I traded this. I only traded gold, so I kind of like getting to the point where I could remember where the market was at certain days, when it opened, when it closed, how it did it, and all of that. And that's a key thing that I've been wanting to learn how to do. But it only to happen if you got super memory, or you could actually focus on one pair. And I've been focusing on one pair. So let's look for the example mostly. I don't want to go over that part. Just to look for the example of what I'm saying. Just look at this, right? The market break to the downside. It come, boom, market open, Asia, retracement back to this, right? To create the lower high. Breakout to the downside again. Asia session open. These black lines in each one of these box These black line in each one of these box is actually 1 day. Each one of these black box that going like this vertically is 1 day, right? So every time that cross one line, that open in one new day, right? So right here we could see Asia. The first session you have gonna be Asia. Retracement coming back to the resistance level. And this is something that I learned and it crucial. Do trade only on one side, right? Do trade only looking for the bearish side. But if you know how to get in that, I didn't know how to get in it one time ago, but now I do. Look at this again. This whole box for Asia, it had one big push to the downside. But look what happened before the ending in Asia. Big retracement coming back to these levels up here. You understand? It does the same thing. You gotta look like the way I see it works best is depending the session and after the breakout. If the market breakout is say this support level here and Asia session about to open, it got create that move to the downside, but it got retrace to then come back to like try to then continue to get a lower high point. And then that's what a form structure going to that direction at that point, right? So there's something right there that I don't get to comprehend super crazy. One day that we have one whole group and we could go over a lot of stuff, we'll be able to see a lot of these things. Right now, I'm putting in another extra 10,000 hours on this chart. I don't do that before. I'm doing it again because I want to be I want to be the best at this when it comes to trading gold. I mean, people that trade a lot of different pairs, but you understand what I mean? Like, if you want to be the best, you got to put in the time and the work. If we look at this on the left side here, we could see this is Asia. This is Asia again. This is Asia again. In Asia, the market that create one trap move most of the time, it got go the direction where it not going for the rest of the day, and then it got reversed in London and New York most of the time. If we look at it here, the market was going up. It just take out this high by a bit, right? And reverse. This is Asia again. The market come, it played like it was going down. London, New York, back to the upside. You understand? It repeats itself continuously. The only thing as a trader that we have to do, the skill set, the mindset, all of that is to be patient. My biggest problem in trading, I identify them. I identify what my weakness them was, and I identify what my strength them is. And that was a game changer for me. My weakness and my strength, I don't know what part they is. So now I gotta like work on them continuously to be able to get to that point to make big money. You know, patience is a big problem for me. I've been an impatient person. Well, I'm not impatient like I was before. Now I could wait for trades to happen. Before I would have just be jumping in trades. The next part with risk management, I used to risk way too much money on one single position. Risking on one trade, not gonna make you rich. And I get into the point where I'm embedding that into my mind to understand that, you know, it not the key to trading. The key to trading is controlling risk. Being able to control that risk 110% is what gonna set you free when it comes to trading. And they give you a relaxed mind to be able to trade the market because it's not nothing better than being able to have good risk management while you still trading the market with the best skills. You understand? And having risk management is a skill. Not only knowing a good strategy is the skill, it's having good risk management and using it to your advantage. You understand? So right now, I use my risk management to the highest point you could ever see somebody use good risk management is what I'm doing right now. And patience is all I'm looking to work on, trading plan, all of these things, because 2025, my goal is to be able to make by the end of December, at least try to make $30,000, right? And then the next year to come, turn it up. But for right now, we could see the market retrace in Asia, right? The market retrace, let's look at it on the trading session. So we retrace in Asia, and we in London, we still got part of the London session open, and New York about to open at 9:30. Right? Let me see to be sure. So on here, it New York got open at 1400 hours, right? So right now we at third no, we at 1200 hours. So that means New York got open in the next 2 hours or so. So in other words, when this candle closed, we are how New York open. When this candle closed and the next one open, we are how New York session open. So that got create momentum like crazy. That got determine where the market could go next. The next 4 hours, which could be from 10 to 2, and then the next one will open from 2 to 5 in the evening. Because gold only to be open 23 hours. It don't be open for 24 hours like currencies, right? And other different pairs. Like he just open for 23 hours. So what I'm looking for currently right now is what happened after 9:30. 9:30 and create momentum. And right now you could see that the market rejecting off of like these levels of support and resistance right now. If we pay close attention and use the left side, we could see previous levels of reaction. We don't even need to go far, but we went over support and resistance drawing last time on one video. But if we pay attention to what's going on right now, we could see, let me rate this across a little bit more to see, right? We could rate these two things across a little bit more to see from way across there, right? So we could see that we have support level in this section here. Let me copy and paste. Boom. We got here. We got support and resistance here. Support and resistance here. We got resistance here. We got support here. And we got, missed this one. So then we got support and resistance here. So looking at it, we don't see that the market did well. He come back down here. He might come back up here again for another pass. He can break this. This is what I expect, and this is my expectation. This doesn't mean that this can actually happen, but this is what I expecting at this point. So this is my trading plan for the day. If the market comes and it break above this level, okay, fine. I'll be expecting something like this. But right now, my trading here, my stop loss here, and my take profit down here. You understand? My take profit gonna be right down to this low down here. So I risking um I got a one I got a 1 to 4.6 risk to reward at this point. So if I win on this position, that would be a big trade. But again, I'm looking for scalability on this because this is one trade that I'm looking for it to play out long term. This is something that I'm looking for the market to be able to play out long term in order for me to be able to get a big move on that. But we gonna see how it play out, what it does, and stuff like that. But definitely, I feel like it could be crazy. I definitely feel like this could create something big to the downside at this point, but you have to be super patient to try to catch the movement at a young point. Right there, I could almost take TP1, take some profit from that. But at the same time, let me try and see something here. I could try to take profit from there, but at the same time, I want to be super patient with I want to be super patient with the whole setup because it's a trade that I'm looking for it to play out long term. Before, when I used to look for trade like this, I used to be very impatient. I used to be very anxious because I wanted the trade to play out right away. And the next thing about that is when you like that, you end up losing a lot. So the thing I learned is like to take partial profits and let the rest run, which to help you on the psychological part because now you're not so focused on the charts no more. You don't gain profits from it. You don't let the market do what it had to do. Now you're just relaxing at this point. So if I look at this like this, if we look at it like this, the market kind of like trying to farm a bearish flag. So we're gonna see if we have continuation after this bearish flag at this point, which would be super nice to have to see the market just come create that bear flag and then start to drop to the downside. We got levels that we could be targeting, which would be like this would be like one level here, this would be another level here, and then we got the bigger levels on the H4, which would be this is my overall target down here. You understand? But this is a long approach for this market to come here. You're talking about another 2 weeks or something before the market could actually drop that low, you know. But it's not something impossible. It's just about patience and timing, you know, to see if the market got actually pushed to the downside that much. But we could see how the market that react to support and resistance, and that we are locking in more and more is on the support and resistance side because it could help you determine what could happen next even faster. You know, we could see right here, if we look, we had support and resistance here, we had resistance here, then we had resistance here, then we find support, then we find support, and now we find in resistance again, right? So what we be looking for is to see if he can either come back and find resistance again, or he can just drop. It's like, but he doing something crazy, he can do something crazy at this point. So it all about waiting to see. It all about waiting to see what the next move gonna be at this point. You know. Let me get one. All right, I got that. So it all about seeing what gonna happen next. But right now it's all about some patience, man. You know, the market got this double bottom, which this kind of like that throw me off when I see something like this because I know that sometimes the market will create like this move, come down, create a double bottom, push up, retest it, break to the upside, come back, retest that, and gone. But at this point, I read it for either one of the plays that he plays, right? If he played to the upside, it's fine by me. If he played to the downside, it's still fine by me. The only thing I want to do is make sure that I trade with a low risk and try to catch some move from it, like try to catch something from it to be able to profit. And once I could do that, then I find my next the way I setting up my trading plan right now is for me to be able to take a lot of partial stake profit and leave some trades to run, which would be like I want to get to the point where I could take partial take profit at TP1, which would be 2 times my risk. I want to take again like 3 or 4 times my risk. I trying to predefine which and how I could be able to do that. Or I don't have one where I used to just take, say, 2 times my risk, 2 times my risk, then one would be back to support and resistance. Then the next one, I would just trail it. I was doing that for a long time, really good. And I think that worked really good for me. So I want to get back to doing all of these things where I used to do before that were making me money. But right now, like I said, I getting back into the niche and trading the market. So These is things that I'm looking for. But right now it's like just be on the charts for hours and hours and hours and hours again. The only difference about me being on the chart for hours and hours again, now I gotta have it all journal on my YouTube channel because this is the whole reason. When I come back, I could see I got 10,000 hours. I know I got way more than 10,000 hours on this. The hours them matter in the sense that you get so used to it that you could see these things playing out over and over and over again. So that the whole idea behind it, to put in the work, have the show for it, and you've been showing up, like you've been showing up every single day, every single week in a year, and you've been pushing, you know. In trading, you would never become successful if you don't put in the work. In nothing, you can't become successful if you don't put in the work. And I know this for a fact. But when it comes to this market, you gotta have a good mentor that willing to teach you the game, or you gotta be able to put in a lot of work. And I done been mentored before, and now I feel like it is time for me to do my part. Now is to put in the work and keep pushing to be able to reach to the next level. But right now it's like it's super simple to just come and look at the market and analyze the market. The only part of the market where I feel like that mess me up at some point is when I over risking, when I don't follow a trading planner, like you're not being patient and stuff like that. That mess your trading up because up, you could go from being up 10% to being down 20% only by over risking, which would be like you open in one position way larger than you're supposed to. Instead of you keeping it consistent, you would risk 1% here, then risk 10% here, then you would risk 15% here. You not consistent, not being consistent with the risk to have like this up and down balance. Where when you take a loss, now you gotta recuperate that. Um, in some of these trading groups that I've been in, they would tell you, oh, like up your lot size and do this and do that. That BS, bro. A lot of them that doing that, they blow a lot of accounts. And it doesn't make no sense because they could tell you to up your lot size and to do this and to do that, but it really doesn't make no sense because what reason would you be upping your lot size every minute to try to make one big home run trade when you could just like in the time we'll be at right now in the trading industry, you could just get a funded account and use that money and still risk 1%, you got a larger account size, and 1% got go from, say you got a 300K account funded, right? Which we know how the funded account them to work. It actually don't be 300K, but just say you're risking 1% at 300K, that $3,000, and you gain in like 2%, that's $6,000. But if you got say $1,000 and you risking um let's say you got $3,000 for instance, and you trying to risk say 5% on that, that's a big loss, you know. That's a big freaking loss every time you lose. But if you could just stick to the planet where you taking these losses small, 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 win small and then win big. Win small and then win big. Win small and then win big and then bigger wins. They just keep coming. But the losses must remain the same at all times. And that's something, bruh, that I battled with for years at this point. But no, I feel like after that point where could say this out loud and could like hold on to it. Risk management is one of the most important things to keeping your account alive. It's not nothing else that can keep it alive. Risk management and knowing when to trade and when not to trade. I don't know after, say, after 12 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock, I shouldn't trade no more. It just do result in that. And if you know in one trade before then, just leave it alone. Catch it in Asia session. Just be there for Asia session open, which would be my time which would be like um around 7 o'clock in the night, 8 o'clock in the night. You catch the market around those time, you could have an easy trade. But chasing the market during um after uh, sorry, chasing the market after the sessions them close, it's like the market do fluctuate the same. It doesn't have the same momentum. The same traders do be in the market no more. And the market that have these inconsistencies at this point. So the best thing to do is to trade the market at the time that you're supposed to. New York open and London, if you're on trade London session, you wait for London session to see how that could play out. And you could trade Asia, but you gotta trade them in session, like not when they're out of session and stuff like that. Like when the market, if we look at this, we got one time in the market with a barely a move. And this would be like, see, we got London and New York overlap. To me, London and New York overlap, that'd be the craziest point with the market that create. When London and New York overlap happen, boom, you have a big move up or down. Wherever the structure is and whatever the market was doing before, you could expect something big and crazy to happen to that. Yo, it's like I promise you, if you look at every red matching up with the black, you could see a large move. If you look at the white matching up with the red, you know, see a large move all the time. It happen rarely, but look at the red lining up with the black. Red and black, big move to the upside, then the white come here. Look at the red and the black. Drop, big drop here in between the red and the black. And the red and the black here again. Red and the black here, like good moves are happening between these sessions. Red and the black session is when the market that create big moves. So with me learning and understanding this at this point, I got one thing to do. Wait for these times to come around. In Asia session, you have that move where you know you could catch. Once you could catch that move in Asian, you could let that run for when that got run, depending on what part we is in structure. It's simple. If you in one breakout, you know the market and reverse. And you in one continuation, you the market and create a false move. So it's like it that happen all the time. So like right now, what we in, you know, what we in at this point. We could see where we are at this point. Let me get one, what name it this. So we could see what we in at this point. We could damn sure see what we in. Let me minimize this real quick. I need to get one. Okay, buddy. Boom. All right. So like I was saying, we having the black and the red got overlap at this point in a little bit, probably in the next 48 minutes or so. This gonna be a long live right here, bro, because I hold this one on. So I want to try to profit from this morning, but I want to be smart about it. I don't want to get in another position yet. I want to wait for the market to create an opportunity for me to be able to scale into this. Once he could create that, then we could see all the way the market been, what it been doing, how it been doing that, and all that. So it looks super nice to see how structure forming, see what it doing. I know that this is the low of the week right here now. This part down here, this now become the lowest point of the week, right? This is the highest point of the week. So if you see the market break this low again, like it break it here, we could expect an impulsive move straight down. If he break that, he can drop to the downside. That would be super nice. But if you see he break this level up here, we could expect the market to come right back up to the high of the week. And if he managed to break the high of the week, we know what to expect then. Continuation. And that continuation would be something that I would expect to run all the way up here, which would be back to this big swing point that pushed the market from there all the way down to here. We had one large retracement here, and then we had one big continuation there. So I would definitely be expecting price to come and retest way back up there if we was to start to go on the bullish side. You know what I mean? But at this point, I definitely just gotta be like, let's sit on behind, let's wait for the market to do what it gotta do, and we go from there. But beside that, it's all about patience right now. So we could just chill out, watch the market, see what it gonna do next, and then we go from there, bro. Nothing else crazy to do. Then give it some time. Let me check some stuff on my phone for a bit.
I don't care if somebody has their papers or not. Excuse me, ma'am. How did you get rich?
You know, all right. So price currently rejecting the support level at this point. I would like to see what it could actually do if it could just reject the level. If we can just reject, and then we can drop, or what we can do. Hey, we're on with this chart this morning. Let's see what happened now. Let's see where the lower time frames is. And if we were looking for like smaller time frame trades, this would have been a sell right here, ESA sell right there, and this could have been an ESA buy right here back to this resistance. Like if you were trading, like say the 15 to 5 minutes or something like that, that would have been ESA trades right there because it just a repeat itself, bro. Like this could be an ESA take profit level right there. Right there, right there. Boom, take profit right there. Wait for support. Boom, take profit right there again. And you exit if you wanted to. Right now, the only reason I'm not doing that is because I'm waiting for a bigger move to happen. And I don't want to be jumping in and jumping out. I want to give the market time to swing this trade to see what happens because I'm looking for some recuperation trade. So what I do now, a lot of times when I'm recuperating from losses and stuff, instead of taking multiple trades, like taking, you could either scalp, some people that scalp the market. Sometimes I does it as well. But right now, what I'm looking for is to recuperate, is to get the market, look for really good entries patiently, and then take the trade, and then take the trade, and then leave it to run, leave the market to run, to be able to catch the bigger move instead of just getting in and getting out, getting in, getting out. Sometimes it'd be good to get in, get out because that what the market giving you the opportunities to jump in and jump out. But right now, I'm looking for more of a like a swing. It either be one push to the downside here that I'm be looking for, or I'll be expecting to see him retest this high again, fail to break it, and then break the support. When he break that support, when he break that support, then be looking for another entries at that point. And that would be like a key point there for me to see him draw. I billing from growing up right now. Then after this month, I got in for like a funded account, and I want trade live on that and trade super with low risk, bro. Just taking low risk trades and making money from it. But it's so much easier to be able to trade with low risk and just stay calm and stuff like that. It's so stressful to trade with high risk, dog, because when you trade in high risk trade, bro, you really don't have the same outcome. When you trade in high risk trades, it's like when you're risking a lot of money, you're not the same person no more. Once you get in one trade and you went and you put your house on that, like who want to put in the whole savings or the whole house on one single position. And I remember doing these things when I just started trading and doing it crazy, like just putting like I do care, I sure this and play out. Like that's the stupidest mindset. But I was younger, I didn't have the same experience. I didn't understand the market then. And at this point, it's like I understand it more. But even though so, sometimes I just still want to put big risk, but I can manage it a lot more now. So I feel like me personally, I'm a low risk trader at this point. Like I do like taking these big, huge risk in the market just to try to make a dollar or something because I like taking them, but it don't ever result. So it's like I switching it from that point to the point where you could actually just risk small amount over and over. And over time, you have a big account, like just risking small amount over and over and over again. And then you could just eventually the market can start to um give you bigger trades or more money. Once you got a big account, you can make more money. When you got a small account, it's like you not make money from that. You could learn how to trade with that, but you can't expect to change your life with that. You could use that as in why using this small account with right now. It's like to keep your skin in the game, to get good at it, to practice it, to be on point. But then when you want to make good money, you got how good money. Like you want to try to either build one account from scratch and build it up to something big, which could take time, or you would want get one big account, one funded account, or get some big money, say $10,000 or $20,000 and deposit that and trade that at that point. But you don't want definitely be trading one small account thinking that that could change your life. It won't. And that's something that it take me a while to understand that going in cycles trading small account over and over, that not gonna be like, oh, you got a life changing moment at this point. That not gonna happen, yo. It just not gonna happen. I don't care what nobody says. Like trading one small account for a long period of time is stressful and stuff like that. You gotta do high risk trades on it. You could end up blowing it, and you could end up um you gotta blow it, then you gotta deposit again, then you keep going. So it's like you gotta take the account to like stay in this, keep your skin in the game, and I would say keep putting in the hours while trading and trade forward trading. Instead of just back testing, you actually trade in the market, you're not demo testing. You don't know what it is to be emotional when it comes to the market by trading a live account, and you don't know what it's like to actually just take losses and wins in the market with live money instead of just doing it with demo. Even if it's like $200 and you just trading slowly, it's better than trading demo to me. Some people that say if you take the demo serious, it's the same thing. Me personally, I couldn't never find myself taking paper trading 100% serious. I learned some stuff while trading it, but I don't like it because I feel like I do get the same feel. I don't get the same feel with it. It good, but you don't place the same trade on one demo account that you would place on one real account. You would place it, but your emotions them not gonna be the same. It's like once your emotions them start to fluctuate at one point and you start to feel like okay, you don't feel scared, you don't feel confident, you don't feel anxious. But demo trading to me really doesn't give that feel at that point. So that's why I had to focus more on making sure that when I started back testing and I mean forward testing, I started doing it with live money after I understand a lot of things in the market because you neither don't want to be to the point where you just um forward testing the market and just throwing away the bread over and over, which doesn't make no sense at all. But this is a patient trade, bro. This is one trade that, you know, we gotta be patient for it to see how this gonna play out. Um, let's see how close we is for this next move happening. 30, 30 minutes to 10 o'clock, which 9:30 should start to like rapidly move or something. Something should start happening by then. Something should start to happen by then. I'll be out of here like around 10:30. Um, to see what a market I'm present me with. But it's like this is a beautiful setup, bro. If the market drop, that could be super nice because I got a while ain't seen structure play out like this, to be honest. Like you could see all of this movement here. Come and find support, we push up, big drop here, slow retracement here. We had the spike up. Now I'm looking for this and this, like this, movement like this. Then what I'm looking for at this point would be like for these type shit to happen at this point for the market to respond. They start to create that move to the downside like that. Something similar or something. I can't predict what could happen next, but they were looking for like that to show you what he done do, where he coming from, and what would be expected. So let's see what number play out, bro. It should be super nice. He coming back down. We do got no news coming out today. Whatever news coming out today, no high impact news. It's just a low. It's just a low. To be honest, all of the news them that coming out after is medium and low, and no high. I came out which was DPI. That came out at 8:30. That was the end of that. That not coming out again after that. That I don't think how normal reaction to that at this point. But let's see how it got play out. This should be a beautiful trading week. Today's Wednesday. So I got just wait to see. We could just wait to see if Wednesday and be that big move. Most of the time, what I learned in the market on most of the time when we got have these great big moves that be on Wednesday and Thursday. Like that is what I learned. And let me go back and really look for that same idea while saying, okay, so today is Tuesday. let's look for Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, so this would be Wednesday. Let's see, this is Tuesday. This is Wednesday, and this, let me see. What's going on here? Wednesday and Thursday. So we got Wednesday here. Wednesday and Thursday. So this one would be, this one is Wednesday, W, and this one is Thursday with one T, right? So let's look at when them big move that happen most of the time. It either be around Wednesday and Thursday. If it not happen on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday coming, you just gotta be patient. So see this move started on Wednesday and ended on Friday, way up to this side, like way going up there. This move had this one Tuesday, this big drop here on Tuesday to the downside, right? So what I know for fact is like if you could go on them same days, I look for Wednesday and Thursday again. So this is Wednesday. This is Wednesday right here. So this would be Wednesday. This is Wednesday, and this is Thursday. So the market come up, it hit 2 times on Thursday, and that started the whole move to the downside. So it's like when you're watching the market, after one period of time, I started to see this pattern as well. It do always happen on Wednesday and Thursday, but a lot of times it does. Sometimes it that happened before. Sometimes the market just come out crazy from Monday and it just started moving and moving and moving. I talking about when it ranging and it's slow. Most of the time the move them that happen on Wednesday and Thursday. Sometimes on Friday. Cause see, like this move here, this started on Friday and ended up way over here on Tuesday. So it's like it does happen. But if we look at these 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, we just focusing on Wednesday and Thursday at this point. Let's look at this is Wednesday and this is Thursday. See what happened on Wednesday, we come up, and Thursday we had this big drop to the downside between Thursday and Friday. They move them a lot of times. What happened at the start on Wednesday and Thursday, and sometimes it ends up fulfilling itself on Friday. This here is one Monday. This big move here. This big move here started on one Monday and dropped all the way down into Tuesday. Then it continued into Wednesday and Thursday, then to drop into Friday. Um, but I know for sure that like the 3 best days for me to trade would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. To me, they're the 3 best days that you could trade the charts. If you not get in front of the charts on Monday and if you're not getting in front of the chart on Monday and Friday, it doesn't matter. But if you could get in front of the chart, if you could get in front of the chart on, if you could get in front of the charts on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that could be the 3 days that you could make good bread, that you could be able to catch good move, that the market got fluctuate, that it got create nice patterns and impulsive movements and stuff like that. Always on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, the play out a lot of times, but sometimes Friday they create a lot of trap move. I'm not saying that it always does, but a lot of times on Friday you would have like, let me play like I'm going this way, let me play around, let me do this, let me do that, and then etc. Sometimes it does the flow, but I would definitely say Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is 3 days that if you focus on the market, lock in on 3 days, them 3 days to really like analyze the market on Monday and Sunday or low risk trade on Sunday and Monday. Market open on Sunday and then into Monday. But when Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday come around, those are the days to like, really lock in and focus and see what going on with the market at, what you looking to do and stuff like that. So we could see right now, we got this trade playing out right here. And if we go to follow the plan, we should have 2 to 1 right here, which would be like TP1 at that point. So we got that trade open that done got over 106 points, 106 pips, 100 and 1,056 points. So we gonna see where she could draw it from there. I feel like this is one big trade. I do want to take partial profit because I want to let it breathe and let it run. I know it could create a lot of ups and downs before I could actually say, well, let me actually just, you know, take it off or let me flow with it. But at this point, I want to just be super patient and see what it does. Let me just dabble into my old pair US started. I always be checking on her because uh, I always check US started to see one what she doing and where she been and stuff. But I know I've been trading it because I know future wise, I trade US started at one point. And if you think it was crazy while I was telling you when the market break out and come back in Asia session on gold, this one will do it even more. But he just set it up most of the time in he just set it up most of the time in Asia and reverse it in New York, or he movement them to happen till New York and London time. So we could see like let's look at the same thing we were looking at right on gold. We could see right here the break at the high, the retracement right here. The break at this low, so the retracement right here. You understand? So every break, we have that nice retracement back. You know what I mean? Every break, we have that retracement back up. Like every time he break, we have the retracement. You know what I mean? It always the come, it just come after it that come around Asia and London time. See the break at this high, the retracement, and then the continuation. So this was something I didn't know how to catch before. Till now I know how to catch it. You can't catch it on the higher time frame. You have to be trading the lower time frame. And you gotta be waiting for one pattern to emerge to be able to execute it. But after this guy, every time he break, he the retrace. He the break, he the retrace. And he retracement not be steep. Break, retrace. You understand? So it's like I don't never see somebody actually trading retracement like that so much. Now that I've seen it, I know how to catch the retracement and the continuation at this point. It's just about knowing when and how. But you could see he come, he drop all the way down here, he retrace all the way back up here. Look, this where the market open right here. I'm more than sure. Whenever the market give these big gaps like this, that way the market open that week. See Sunday. I know that had to be it. It's like the market don't let a gap up or gap down when it open most of the time. 100%, I would say. And I never see the market gap up or gap down during a weekly session, like say on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And I never see it happen. So when you do see something happen and you've been on this for a minute, then you gotta believe that that would have happened. Or unless you got a different something happening before your eyes. But just looking at that, you could see that that what the market does a lot of times. Let me get that off. Okay, clean the charts back up. I don't like messy charts. So let's go back to gold. We're looking for gold. She melting. Gold melting. We got 131 pips drop. Um, Super nice at this point. We just gotta wait to see how she continue to play out. If we can continue to drop, I gotta get these colors to be how I would like. I like the red, white, and black, but I don't know. I kind of feeling the red, white, and black. I like gray. My well, the favorite colors and that I like would be gray, red, gray, red, and black. But in this case, I'll leave it that color and we got them identified. So anyhow, that good enough. Let's see what happened here if price you know, drop back down. And the best thing about this is this candle, this is we catching this at the retracement. Like if you look at it like this, right? This every time the market retrace, it retrace all the way up here, leave the wick, and then it drop all the way down here. He retracing all the way up here, and he not been turned red yet. So if he turned red to drop, even to drop here, that about a couple hundred pips. So that would be a big move to then have that drop to the downside. And when you catch it, like how I catch this one right here, you could see this on the highest point of the day, which is the highest point on this daily candle here. So now I know for a fact that if he draw, I could catch another 200 pips because by the time he turn over, that could be beautiful. But right here, you could see we got like support and resistance looking to the left. If he could break that, then I know we would be targeting these levels down here, which would be super crazy if we could even get the market to come all the way down here. But I not gonna like force no trade, none of that. We gonna see if that gonna be the case or what the market and do at 10 o'clock. But definitely I'm looking forward to seeing a crazy impulsive move to the downside. Um, I think it gonna melt. Like this is why I see it at this point. I think it gonna melt because it done creating something that I really like. The market mirroring. How you say that? Mirroring. Okay, so the market mirroring what happening on the left, on the right. And when I see that, that would be crazy because I know when it mirroring something from the left to the right, it can repeat itself. So if we look at creating one candle impulsive move that it did here, right? Let's move that because I don't mark it too much. Okay, so we see the market impulsively push up. It come back with one red candle, one H4 red candle, and then it impulsively push to the upside, right? Let's look at this. From here, now, from this point here, we push down, meet up in the same spot. We have the retracement. Now we should have one big red candle down and close. No, this retracement here would be this big red candle here. Now we should have this big impulsive move down to fill all of this here. So it should have like these seem to impulse should happen right here. So we don't got the push. That would be this push from this break to here. Let me show you. That would be, I used to practice this one time ago till I started to actually see it. So we got the break here and then we got the big impulse up, right? So now we got the big impulse down, where would be this same impulse up. So now the retracement here, which would be this retracement here. Now, what we would be short of there would be this impulse here to fulfill. And if you could see in this section, we don't have no traffic. We do got like no support and resistance to say, well, he can bounce here, then he can bounce here and go back up and then do this and do that. No, we do got that. We just got a clear pathway to downside. So with me seeing that, it's like I could see that the market mirroring exactly what happened from the left side to the right side. If we want to see another example of the market mirroring what it does, you could see it right here. Big impulse move down, no traffic to the left like that. Big impulse move back up. You understand? Clear pathway. Now look at it on another side to see it again. It's like traffic. We had this big impulsive move up, traffic here. We had a little bit of movement here, and on the left we had movement here and here, right? Then we have this same impulse here. We had it right here back to the downside. We find traffic down here. Support resistance would be what as traffic. We had this traffic back to the upside, and once we break cross with our traffic had started, we had the big move up because we had a clear push here. You understand? Big push here, big push back down, find traffic again, and then another big move down. You understand? So it'll be always after a break, that you look left to see what happened within them section, and how big the span for the impulse was. So let's look at another example. Um, let's look at another prime example. The market dropped from up here, created this support and resistance, dropped down, come up, it find traffic to the left. This is just the example of what a market define left. It react on the right side. It dropped back down, it come back up, traffic again, which would be support and resistance, come back down. Once it break that, we had free range. All of this were free. Big push to the upside and wait stop right back there. That's the whole idea when the market mirroring what happening on the left side. So what I'm seeing happening right now on gold is the same thing, but it's just about being patient to see if it can play out. Again, nothing on ever 100% with this market. But when you start to see these things and understand this, it's like it become more and more simple and easier to identify it. It's like when you see support and resistance, you could expect some kind of reaction to it. You know, you could expect something to happen around them levels and stuff. So by looking at this, and this is the 12 hour, let me see the 12 hour. So when I look at the H12, when I look at the H12, I could have see that we had created this support and resistance level right here, and I put my entry, my limit order here, and I got tagged in. So now, if we really look at what I was saying just now, which is the mirror from the left to the right, the market breakout up here, catch a rebody looking to buy this market. Now it break back into this. So now we looking for the bear side. If we look now to the left side, we can see we have multiple impulsive move beside right here, this retracement. Impulsive move up, impulsive move up, impulsive move down. So we got this clear pathway to come and fill all of this area down here. We not never been tapped before, and price do got no type of traffic in it. So what that telling me is it's a high probability that this trade could play out within the next 3 days that we got, which would be today, tomorrow, and the day after. And if it do that, then we know that it could happen by the end of Friday or Tuesday, the beginning of the next week. But I'm not gonna like put my mind to say, well, I'll hold through this full trade. I got my what name down here, yes. But at the same time, the one thing I want to be able to do is take partial profit and enjoy what the market giving you at some point. Like not going crazy trying to, you know, to make one pile of money from one single movement or one single trade. Like just try to actually give it time for the market to do what it have to do. But that what she looking like? Ah, need to stretch these muscles out. Okay, so we could see it happening. The London, watch what happened when. Just watch what's saying that happened, which today is Wednesday. One, two. Watch what happened when New York and London overlap come in the market that just create that movement and it that get impulsive, like it that get really impulsive. Right here is all about being patient and seeing what the market want give you. I would like to see the market. Honestly, I would like to see an impulsively drop. I don't had an impulsive move happen in a long time. The only reason I feel bad about this trade is because it's a low risk trade, which I don't feel bad about it, but I wish it would like say like, one trade that could actually play out and give me like 10 grand right now so I could go solve a whole lot of problems. But nah, beside that, it's just about taking it slow. This might be a beautiful trade this morning. I've been at this from last night and I hit the one from last night play out this morning and now I'm trying to hit this one, which should be something nice. Should be super nice. This to show you like the transparency at this point from where I was up 1200 and this is where we at right now. So I went and take some super high risk, but this not the baddest part though. This was on the third, like 30 bucks. So it's like to get it back up here, that crazy. So Lego with it from here and just try to pull it back the way it has to be. And this is all the whole transparent in building this from here up to something super crazy at this point. So let's see what the outcome of this can be. And if God could just bless me with a nice, beautiful drop for the rest of the week, bro. Man, just hold it and just let it play out, bro. See, right now, this candle about to start in red. See what I mean? So this is something that before I didn't know how to catch it. I used to be like, how I could catch this before this candle get red if I look into sell. How I could catch it before the candle turn blue when I look into buy. And only now after, back testing, practicing, marking up, doing all of these stuff, I understand when it to do it and when is the best time to try to catch it. So now he was just about to turn red. The weekly he's still pushing down. So if this weekly candle come and close down here, that means we have a big drop coming in the next week or two, or the next two weeks. Because if we look left, we could see the market close right here in the same price range, which are around, I would say 35, 58, right around that same price range. It's like we could have that drop from there at that point because we don't had rejection here multiple times. If we look on the daily and we draw that, you could see 35, 35, 80 around there, right around this section here. We don't had multiple reaction to this right around here. So right here, I would be expecting the market to react to that again and drop. And if this play out, this might be exactly what I was looking for because this was like the corrective, not corrective, but the channel that the market went up and it breaks structure point right here. Let me go to the next pair. Let me go to gold on the other side where I could mark up. I don't want to disturb the market ups that I already have. So last week, what we're predicting with the market was this. We had this move up. Oh, see it right there. It right there, bro. It not been gone yet. The whole markup still there. So what we're looking for last week was we had this higher low. We got the high, we got the higher high, and the higher high, right? So we failed to take out this to create no higher high point, right? So what we did, we come back and we close within this level of support and resistance right here. Right here, this is what we're looking for. I was looking for this to drop all the way down here. It didn't give it to me. And that made me lose because I was too locked in that this had to do the play. Sometimes you got upset that the market got always create different, like it got do that and not reach, it got go up, then it got come back down. And that's something that I getting better and better with that time. So he take out this here, which was the structure point. Because if he want to continue to go bullish, he will want to come back here, retest right there, do break it, and then go back up to the upside. But he broke that low at that point. So this would have been like, if we look at it like this would have been the last higher low point, right? And this would have been the higher high point. So in order for we to continue bullish, we need him to maintain this level, do break it and push to the upside, right? And break this one to say, well, we got continuation of movement to the bullish structure. But instead of that, what he did, what he break that low, and come all the way down here, creating based off of this here, this would have been like a lower low point down here. Then he pulled back to create the lower high point lower than this one. So I was like, okay, game on. So right here, well, like my what name, so I was like, okay, we should drop to the downside. But he didn't. What he did is he come halfway, he finds support and resistance right here, we find support and resistance right here. We pull back up. We respected the same lower high point and we didn't break it. So what I telling me at this point? He telling me that I'm respecting the lower high point, lower than this one, to come back down to the lower low point. All I have to do now is hold this trade from here to play it out. And he could go from there to there, or he could go from there to down here. Do try to expect it to happen today or tomorrow. Is something that could happen within the next month. Like it could take a while. If we look at it on a monthly time frame, we could see like that could happen within the next month. But it's all about patience at this point. You know what I mean? It's all about how patient you could be and how you could just wait for the market to come and give you good setups rather than chasing it. And this is the whole idea behind this move right now. The whole idea behind this move is that, like that move, like that big move that's supposed to happen, but it's all about how patient we could be. And this will mark up from like last week. Like this will be marking this up for a minute. Like I will come in because what it does is when the market what it does is when I mark up over there and I don't want to start my markups over there, I would switch to a different gold pair or a different broker to be able to view gold. This broker is Capital Com and other trade on 8 on that one we are on, that one different broker. So this is Capital Com and that one on a different broker. So at this point, it's just about switching it back and then viewing it. So right now, we're expecting that impulsive move to come. Before that impulsive move to come, this is something that I would be expecting to probably happen. And not something that would always happen, but it's a probability at this point. And that would be to wait to see this market retrace back to like this zone right here. So like right in between, like if we look at it, we could see this. We had the channel moving to the upside. We had the movement up. So what I would be expecting is to see if price would break this low, take out this low here, close, come out, retrace back to this level, and then continue to drop to the downside, finding support and smaller support resistance here to continue to push to the downside. Because if we look left, we got some traffic, which we got a lot of Z levels at this point, and this is where the market could come, retrace, hit the market, and continue to push. But this is what I would be looking forward to seeing happen at this point. Something really similar to this at this. If it do it there, then it impulsively push, fine. It might just push and start to break levels and create new ones. But regardless of whatever it do, then I'm good with it. I'm super, super good with whatever happened next. This was super patient. We got time to move so fast, yo. We got 2 minutes left before 10 o'clock market, which see 9 o'clock, how the market 9:30, see how the market impulsively dropped. Like it just created that big move. So now between 10 o'clock and I would say 10 o'clock and 2 p.m., the market should create another impulsive move to the downside because it done showing its whole direction. And one thing that we have learned when trading the market is that the market that create one impulse, this could be the second impulse, and then we hold the third impulse. You understand? I don't go back and backtrack that. After the market create 3 days an impulsive move, 3 to 5 days impulsive move, we have a retracement most of the time. So we could go and analyze that on this side, right? It not always on play out, nothing not perfect. It could be you could look for it in 3 days cycles, 2 day cycle, and 5 day cycle, right? So we could see the market come from here, 1, 2, 3, retrace, 1, 2, retrace, 1, retrace, then come into the downside, 1, 2, 3, stop, retrace, 1, 2, retrace, 1, 2, retrace, 1, retrace right there. This is now do nothing here, 1, 2, retrace, 1, then it wasn't in, but the whole thing was still bullish at this point. Then we got 1, 2, 3, retrace, then so on and so forth. Then we got 1, 2, 3, retrace, then we got 1, 2, then retrace here, then we got 1, 2, then we got 1, 2, 3, retrace. This is all daily candlesticks right there, right? So when I come and I start to notice that, like, okay, so that means sometimes I could catch and hold the market for 2 and 3 days when I swing trading. If I just short term trading, that mean I could catch the market for like um 4 to 8 hours movement. If you want to catch it lower, then you want to catch it in 2 to 4 hours of movement. Like if you're on the 1 hour candle and you want to catch one trade that you can make some good bread from, and the market impulsive or moving to one direction, you could catch it within them like them 4 hour type movement, them 2 hour type movement, and 1 hour type. Like you just gotta know the phases of that. The push for one time and then the retrace for one time. So like when I started like reading between that and see that, it started to clear things up for me a little bit more to understand how much I could hold one position before I could actually close it. When the market got retraced, pull it, or it got just retrace a little bit and then have continuation. So that's something crucial that we could be, you know, focus on at some point because it happened a lot. So we got the 10 o'clock open at this point. Let's see how the market can react to it and see what she gonna do at this point because 10 o'clock right now we done open. So from 10 to 2 is 10, 11, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 10 to 2. So let's see what happened at 2. So if we're looking at the next candle when I open after this, could be at the 1450, 1400 hours or something like that. 1400 hours is like around 2 o'clock. So right around there, we are how that next movement to happen. And this is what trading all about, bro. Trading, the most important part of trading is knowing yourself and having risk management and a good strategy. You know, being disciplined and sticking to the plan, sticking to everything. And that's my goal at this point is to be the most disciplined trader that you could find. To stick to everything that you say and do rather than doing the opposite. Because you could tell yourself, like I've been telling myself for a long time, okay, I do this, and then when it comes to that point, I would shift and do something different. And that way the losses them to come, that way the mistakes them to come, that way the errors them to come. When you do commit. Like it been I think for the last past year and a half that I've been saying, okay, let me stick to educating myself every single day in trading by educating other people that come into trading. And I don't ever stick to it till now. This is the time where I know now I commit like every day, every week, trade live, build this channel, and go from there to the point where we could actually just have a whole a whole community of traders from different part of the world to be able to come in and kick it and make money together and stuff like that. You know, and not something super crazy and stuff like that, but it possible. Yeah. So this 4 hour candle, what I would be expecting from this 4 hour candle would be one wick, right? So I would be expecting, see he here right now, he could easily come back up like this, retest the median, I would say like around the median part of this candle before then dropping to the downside and starting to push like that. He could push without that. He don't need to come back up and retest. But if you look at all of the other 4 hour candle that you could see, right? Most of them that have one that retrace, I would be looking at something like this right here, something like this, or something like how I could show you something like this, the halfway retracement. You know, it happens most of the time, and if you know that happened, then you know that that's the best time to have a second entry. Depending on where you think you can retrace to. So what I would be expecting is for that retracement to be somewhere wrong here, somewhere wrong here to this level of resistance, get in there, and then look for the continuation of drop. So that will be a look for on this side. We can put a secondary entry, like some about wrong here. 1 second entry right around there. Stops could be right at this one, right around here. And then just let this trade run. You know, hold it to down there, but you get the point. Just gain that space to manage the trade rather than actually, then this trade, man, take the risk off of the table with this trade because we open in a new trade and put this trade to break even at this point, modify that. So now instead of me having two trades open with two risks, I got two trades open with only one risk in. So the only thing I expecting now is for this candle to retrace some about around the middle part of this candle, tag me in, and then have a nice continuation and move to the downside if he wished to give that to me at this point. That I would be expecting to see happen. This here. He done play out the first part. I'm waiting for him to play out the second part. I would have liked for this to be a break below this point here, honestly. I would have liked for this to be a break below this point here to be more confident at this point. So he take out this support level, it would have been a lot easier for me to say, well, okay, good. Because keep in mind, he could easily respect this support, come all the way trickle back up before dropping to the downside. You understand it? Not like he got just do what I just said. That just a whole what name, and I'm confident that that could play out because I don't see it happen before. So let's see what can happen. And that'd be so crazy when I see like my mentors are making so much money. Like this guy made 100 and started how much you say? Wait on. He made 100 and started 100 and 122K at that point. That's a lot of bread. Let's see if we could have that pull back. What gonna happen next? I about to call it quit. I gotta get some breakfast and pull out. So the whole idea would be to see gold come back, retrace a little bit, and then drop. If it doesn't, watch it to see if I have to close trades or I get a break even trade or what the possibilities I'm gonna be. But currently at this point, it's like I'm about to make a move. So we catch up probably later in Asia or we catch back up tomorrow in New York session. But this is the time now to be locked in on the market to try to make some good bread, yo. It's like it's a must. 2025, bro. Life getting tougher, the work industry getting harder, everything getting more expensive. When you could just come and make some good money here and nothing seems like it actually costs nothing because if you could come and make even $1,000 a day on this, you could live in any part of the world. And that might go at this point, you know. But God first, everything I play out with time to come. We catch back up in the nether one, fam. Peace out.